He said, I'm gonna buy this place and burn it down. I'm gonna put it 6 feet underground. He said, I'm gonna buy this place and watch it fall.
Today, every inhabitant of this planet must contemplate the day when this planet may no longer be habitable. Every man, woman, and child lives under a nuclear sword of Damocles, hanging by the slenderest of threads, capable of being cut at any moment by accident or miscalculation or by madness. The weapons of war must be abolished before they abolish us.
Nuclear proliferation is the spread of nuclear weapons, fissionable material, and weapons, applicable nuclear technology, and information to nations recognized as nuclear weapon states by the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, also known as the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, or the NPT. The NPT entered into force in 1970. On May 11, 1995, the treaty was extended indefinitely. The international treaty's objective is to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and weapons technology, to promote cooperation in the peaceful uses of nuclear energy, and to further the goal of achieving nuclear disarmament. 190 countries today have joined the treaty. North Korea entered in 1985, but never came into compliance, and later announced its withdrawal in 2003. 4 UN member states have never joined the NPT, including India, Israel, Pakistan, and South Sudan.
He said, I'm gonna buy this place and burn it down. I'm gonna put it 6 feet underground. He said, I'm gonna buy this place and watch it fall. Stand here beside me, baby, in the crumbling walls. Oh, I'm gonna buy this place and start a fire. Stand here until I fill all your heart's desires. Because I'm gonna buy this place and see it burn, and do back the things it did to you in return. Said I'm gonna buy a gun and start a war. If you can tell me something worth fighting for.
The NPT recognizes 5 nuclear weapon states, including Russia, the United States, the UK, France, and China. The map shown is a visual aid provided by the NPT that highlights many important factors surrounding nuclear proliferation. In the red, 5 nuclear weapon states are shown. In the darker orange, other states known to possess nuclear weapons are shown. In the purple, states formally possessing nuclear weapons are shown. In the light yellow, states suspected of being in the process of developing nuclear weapons and/or nuclear programs are shown. And finally, in the blue, states are shown which at one point had nuclear weapons and/or research programs. In the United States, the Manhattan Project produced the first atomic bombs during World War II, costing around $20 billion. To date, there are only 2 times in the entire world in which nuclear weapons were used in war. In 1945, near the end of World War II, The United States of America dropped a 15-kiloton bomb on Hiroshima, Japan, destroying 13 square kilometers of the city. Everybody within half a mile of the center of the blast was killed, and 92% of the city's structures were destroyed. Around 75,000 people were killed immediately, but many more died from radiation poisoning. By the end of 1950, the death toll was 200,000. 3 days later, the Nagasaki bomb killed 40,000 people immediately, rising to 140,000 by 1950. Even today, more babies are born dead or deformed in these areas. Current nuclear weapons are much more powerful than those dropped on Japan. Just 50 could kill 200 million people, or the combined population of Britain, Canada, Australia, and Germany. In today's world, nuclear weapons make the United States less safe, not safer. Despite this, the United States maintains over 4,500 nuclear weapons, many on high trigger alert. Step-by-step, managed reductions of U.S. nuclear weapons would benefit U.S. security by reducing the risk of accidents and theft, and by facilitating reductions in nuclear stockpiles abroad. The United States should also cancel costly new nuclear weapon programs, focusing instead on refurbishing existing weapons. To ensure we're managing nuclear weapons as safely and as affordably as possible, the United States should prioritize nuclear weapon surveillance and ramp up research on nuclear reductions. What will this accomplish? There will initially be less weapons to spread in the first place. The second solution is material accountability. Tracking all inward and outward transfers and the flow of material in any nuclear facility. This includes sampling and analysis of nuclear material, on-site inspections, review and verification of operating records, including containment and surveillance. What will this accomplish? Ensuring that all nuclear material is accounted for will make sure weapons cannot spread into the wrong hands. And thirdly, physical security. Restricting access to nuclear materials at the site of the source. Again, this will decrease the opportunity of bad people getting a hold of deadly nuclear weapons.
President Barack Obama is reaffirming his commitment to disarming the Korean Peninsula and warning that a nuclear-armed North Korea would pose a grave threat to the world.
Given their past behavior, given the belligerent manner in which they are constantly threatening their neighbors, I don't think there's any question that that would be a destabilizing situation.
Standing side by side with the South Korean president at the White House, Obama said the world must end a cycle that's allowed the communist North Korea to create a crisis, then be rewarded with incentives to back down.
The message we're sending, and when I say we, not simply the United States and the Republic of Korea, but I think the international community, is we are going to break that pattern.
U.S. intelligence agencies believe North Korea has enough material to make several nuclear bombs. The regime has already tested 2 underground nuclear devices and appears ready to test a third. Still, Obama says there is a way for North Korea to achieve full integration with the rest of the world.
That destination can only be reached through peaceful negotiations that achieve the full and verifiable denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
The United Nations Security Council imposed new sanctions on North Korea last week. Those sanctions include an expanded arms embargo and authorizing the search of ships thought to be carrying contraband, including nuclear weapons material. North Korea says it will view efforts to enforce those sanctions as an act of war. Julie Pace, The Associated Press, The White House.